Hey everyone, just letting you know that Playroll recently announced our Patreon. We premiered it just the other day and it's already doing great. If you could check it out, the rewards include getting access to our Discord server, access to a ton of homebrew that we're making, and the ability to even speak with me one-on-one. If you're interested in it, please go ahead and check it out. Enjoy the video. So for those of you who don't know, The Legend of Vox Machina is an animated show that's coming to Amazon Prime incredibly soon. If it isn't even already out, though I'm pretty sure I'm releasing this video before then. Regardless, I am so excited for this show. And there are so many things I want to talk about it. One, it's based on the Critical Role campaign, so of course I'm gonna love it. You guys know how much of a fan of Critical Role I am, but that's not the only reason I'm excited about it. See, this show is going to be a game changer. It's going to change how storytelling and TV shows are done if it's successful, which I can't imagine how it wouldn't be. And so I wanted to talk about that and talk about what it means for the future of D&D, for storytelling, and in general, pop culture. Because I do think it's gonna have a massive impact in ways that may not be noticed right now. So let's talk about that. So before I fully get into it, let's talk about the history of The Legend of Vox Machina real quick. For those of you who don't know, and again, I know that's probably very few of you, but I'll go into it anyways, The Legend of Vox Machina is a TV show that is based off the first campaign that Critical Role ever ran. Specifically, it's focusing on before they started streaming. So it's just their home game. And it's weird because there have been shows that have tried to be based on D&D before, and they are weird. They were bizarre. They tried to capture the essence of D&D, but D&D is such a weird and unique storytelling thing that you can't make it into a show. Or so we thought. But the thing is that Critical Role wanted to make the show and they've been working on it for a while, and they knew that it wasn't really possible because they tried to pitch it to tons of different places and nobody wanted to take them up on it. Nobody wanted to take them up on a D&D show because why would they? It made no sense, it was a huge risk, and they'd seen the D&D shows that came before. And so they went to their fans. They started a Kickstarter, a humble one. They asked for a small amount of money and broke literal records. I was one of many who immediately dove in to go donate to that Kickstarter, and the amount of money they got in such a small amount of time was absolutely mind-melting, especially for the Critical Role cast.
I am 100% sure we can get there, because after all, I do play a forensic scientist on TV, so I know what I'm talking about.
I was super excited and so happy to see these guys have the success, but now, all this time later, the show is about ready to come out, and here's the deal. This is going to be a one-of-a-kind show. There have been community-created shows before, don't get me wrong, but this one is just so different. Because there's never been a show that has been based off of a D&D live-streamed campaign. There's never been a show which is source material is purely improv, streamed online, and sometimes even influenced by the audience. There has never been a show that was so firmly community created, from the funding to the material to the community around it. You will see things in this show that were inspired by things the community created. Fan art that helped influence what a character looks like. You will see different animations and points that the community really latched onto, and so they wanted to put in the show. It's going to be incredible because this show is the community. And even beyond that, it is so strange to have this improv storyline, this improv D&D game that is now being created and developed into a real, visceral, planned out story. And they're not planning on changing a ton. You could tell that they are adding things in to make it a cohesive story-like experience. They've already mentioned that they're adding in new characters, they've already mentioned that they're adding in a few different plot points, and that's totally understandable. Again, it's based off of a D&D game, and we all know that as players, sometimes we just hand-wave certain plot points away because it makes the game more fun. Doesn't work so well in a story sense. But that doesn't remove the fact that they are still focusing on making sure that this game is based off of their home game. And this is going to set a precedent because there's a certain heart in a home game. There's a certain heart in D&D, of which I've talked about many times before, because you have such a visceral connection to those characters. And even more so, this is something most shows will not have. Every single one of the main characters had their own individual writer who was focused purely on that character. Marisha was focused on Keelan. Travis was focused on Grog. Sam was focused on Scanlan. Ashley was focused on Pike, etc., etc., etc. Each one of the main characters had somebody pour their heart, their soul, their mind, their tears into them.
Love you all so much.
Thanks for a good story, Matt.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Let's do it again.
And you don't get that in regular media. And so it's so bizarre to have all these characters with so much heart. And then there's the world. The world building was created by Matt, but not just Matt. And he does say that in one of their videos on the show. The world was created by him and the community. He started with it, he grew it, but the community really helped develop it because of their love and passion for the story. And so you take all of this and you put it into one single TV show that could so easily be lifeless. And it could be. It might come out totally lifeless, totally lame, not anything we're expecting. From what I've seen of all the trailers and the different clips, not a chance, but it is possible. But if it isn't, if it maintains the heart that Critical Role has, which I know they would fight for, and I have a strong feeling they would not release the show if it didn't have that heart, and they would find a different way of giving back to the community. But if it maintains that heart, this show is going to be unlike anything else. And I'm thrilled. Because if it succeeds, and this is why it's a game changer, the entertainment industry will take notice. This already broke records for Kickstarters. It already broke records for how many people in the community interact with it. I guarantee you the premiere is gonna be huge. If all that happens and this show is as good as we all hope, entertainment industries will start noticing and D&D will be noticed as a real, legitimate storytelling method. As of now, it's just considered a hobby and a game, and I want it to stay that way. It is a hobby and a game, but it can also be more if it's noticed. Now, this does raise the question and concern of whether D&D will become a sellout or it will become lifeless and soulless. And as long as the community maintains this as a hobby and something they enjoy, I don't think that's possible. But what it does mean is there could be more entertaining and exciting things for the D&D community to consume, as well as people outside the D&D community. And if the people outside the D&D community see these mainstream shows and things that are amazing and wonder what it's all about, they'll also come into the tabletop RPG fold. And it just grows the hobby. It can be very good, so long as we all keep our expectations correct and work with each other to make it something good. I hope this show is amazing, and I have little doubt that it won't be absolutely amazing. But just in case, I did want to set those expectations. I am thrilled for this show, and I'm so excited to see how it changes the world, because I really do think it has the opportunity to, so long as we all help it get there and continue to support the Critical Role cast. And to the Critical Role cast, if you guys happen to see this video, thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing everything you have, for having the passion and the excitement and the innovation to make what you do. You guys are amazing, and please keep doing the good work you are. So that's all. I'll probably give my thoughts on the show once it comes out, so I hope you guys are excited for it. And before we go, I did want to let you guys know that I recently released a Patreon, and it would mean a lot to me if you could go and just check that out. You are under no obligation to do anything. You do not have to give me money, but if you like what I'm making on the channel here and you want to support it, please do go look it out. It means the world to me, and hopefully soon I can switch to doing this full time. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe, but it's up to you, and I'm not going to twist your thumb on anything. But go out into the world and make it your own, you beautiful bastards. Don't forget to have a great day, and never forget to play your role.